First of all, just some reflections on pre-season. Has it gone as well as you'd hoped, both on and off the pitch?
Yeah, I think it's been a positive pre-season for us. It's pre-season's always a difficult time and trying to get the balance right. But I think in terms of preparation, in terms of what we have set out the players to do in the off season, coming into the pre-season, I think it's been really positive and looking forward to the start now.
And I know from a recruitment perspective, you've been pretty happy with your squad. From a fitness perspective, have you got many missing going into this first weekend of the season?
Just Ben Close will be missing from the squad on Saturday. He stepped up his training over the last week or so. Just trying to get a bit more high-speed sprint distance into him. Obviously, when you're coming back from an injury like Ben has had, it's just a matter of time, really. So, unfortunately, the pre-season games is finished because he's probably in a place now where he's ready for some game time. But we'll just keep topping him up in training. He's doing quite a bit to get himself up to speed, but he's probably still 3 weeks away from any sort of first team football. But we'll keep working with him.
Not a bad situation to be in, bearing in mind how you spent most of last season.
Yeah, it's been really pleasing. The robustness of the group has been a real pleasing aspect for me. The fact that they've managed to get through a grueling pre-season. And when I say grueling, it's been tough. Yeah, it really has. We've gone into games feeling lethargic, feeling leggy, but we wanted them to feel that. We want them to feel the burn getting into them games because we're going to need that this season. There's going to be times in the season where we're not feeling our best, but we still need to churn out results. So that was really important for us to make sure we got that correct. And I think the sports science team, David Rennie and Sam Barron, have been very, very good on that. And the players have really enjoyed pre-season, although it's been tough, but they've really enjoyed it.
Do you know what your starting 11's going to be?
Yeah, we know. Yeah, of course, we've worked a lot on it this week, and we know what we're coming up against as well. So, it's good decisions, good dilemmas to have. It's pleasing to have. I think today we did some work today, and the team was a team, and then we had another 10 on the pitch and closely training, doing a little bit extra. So a real strong 11 behind that team of outfield players, which is something we haven't been used to at the football club. Obviously, we got a bit stronger towards the end of last season, but we never had this riches of choice, and it's good. It just creates competition. It creates a willingness to get into the team and not get out of the team, and that's what we need, because once that window shuts, it shuts. And we need to make sure we're as strong as possible, and we can't have the same issues that we had at the start of last season.
One player I was going to check up on was Akiba Delican. Clearly, he played a part for you last year. From what I can tell, he hasn't got a club yet. Is there still a possibility that he might return to the club?
Not our player, not my concern. That's what I would say to him.
Fine. In terms of some of the options you've got, up front, you've got riches throughout the team, as you've talked about, when they're all fit. Ironside, Sharp, and Miller. Could they play together? Could they work together? Do you see them being part of the same lineup? Do you see rotating them? What are your kind of early thoughts on your forward options?
I think we're strong in the forward areas. When I look at our front end of the pitch, we see we've got 6 forwards. George will go to another club, like I spoke to you about, or I spoke to yourselves on Saturday after the Rotherham game, so he won't be here. On George, I think it was really important for George to go and play football. I've got a really good relationship with George, and he missed the whole of last year, apart from the first game where he played against Hull. The second game he played against Newport, he shouldn't have played. We didn't know that he was still feeling that knee after the game, and he struggled in the game. But then obviously he's had terrible luck with the problems that he had in the whole season. He just couldn't get to the bottom of the issue. Since Dave Rennie came in, Dave found the issue, found the problem, and it's actually kick-started George's career again. So I was open and honest with him, as I always am with my players, to say, look, you're you're way down the pecking order in terms of where we are at this moment in time. And a lad at your age and your ability needs to play. So it was a mutual respect and conversation that we had, and George agreed, and we agreed for him to go and speak to another club. So that's George. In terms of the other top, the 6 players, Hurst, Molyneux, Gibson, Yeboah, Sharp, and Ironside, I'm really, really happy with that 6.
And you feel that, particularly when you look at Joe and Billy, that they don't necessarily have to be 1-1. They could both play in the same team if you needed to.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. We've done that numerous occasions last year where we chopped and changed things in game to if we felt we needed to get a gain of a bit of momentum in a game. So we're open to pairing people together. We're open to front 3 playing, but we certainly have a way of playing and a style of play of that we like. And we've got a front 6 that are all capable of playing in different positions, I feel. So it's exciting.
You got Accrington up first. You are one of the lucky few that get a 3 o'clock on a Saturday on the opening weekend. What are your thoughts on Accrington? They're certainly a club that has punched above its weight for a number of years.
Yeah, I mean, I think, watching the games in pre-season and the games that we've seen, a very energetic team, a team that plays, in the right way, in the right manner. They want to get the ball down, they want to pass it. And obviously that comes from the management team. So it'll be a tough game at home. Always are the first games. I hear that Doncaster haven't won in 20 years at home, as I was told in the first league game of the season. 20 years, first league game of the season, we haven't won. So that gives us a nice little, sense of, can we go and do it, and can we get that monkey off our back a little bit in the first league game. So that's another thing for us to look at and try and do.
Do you like little statistics like that and ticking them off and putting them away when somebody puts one of them in front of you?
Yeah. I was told this morning. It was actually Gavin Baldwin told me this morning to say that we haven't won in 20 years, first home league game as a football club. I think the last time we won away was in 2019, first home game against Southend. We were actually here that time, 3-2. So yeah, we don't seem to, as a football club, have the best of records in that. So that's something we need to change.
Are you comfortable with being one of the teams fancied to do well in League Two this season?
I expect us to. We've recruited a squad that I feel is good enough to have us right at the top end of this league. Our objective is to win the division. It's as simple as that. Players are very aware of that. My staff's very aware of that. I understand it's not easy. I understand it's going to take hard work, and it's going to take calmness at times when things aren't going too good. But we're fully in drive to try and do that. We feel confident, we feel good. And I've always been a person that, if you aim for the stars, you don't quite get there, you land in the moon. So let's see where we go.
So in terms of your players, do you kind of encourage them to be a bit bolder, to be a bit braver, to take some risks, to puff the chests out a bit? Because there's been kind of a feeling around the club for a number of years with the situation that you walked into that's been on a tough run. Has that changed now in terms of that mindset that you've tried to settle that from the top?
Well, I think the mindset obviously comes from us, and we're pushing them, and the football club trying to get everything aligned and making sure we're all going in the same direction. I think that's taken longer than maybe we thought, but I think we're certainly in the right direction now. The players have got a real confidence about them, not arrogant, but they're confident. They're strong, they're robust, they're ready. They understand their roles in and out of possession. They know what we're coming up against. We'll leave no stone unturned in terms of that, the opposition, like we always do. But ultimately, you're right. I want the players to go and express themselves and be positive and be on the front foot and take the game to whoever we play, whether that's home or away. That's the way we want to approach this season. I said to you I was disappointed after the Middlesbrough game, because I felt we took our foot off the pedal once they got a little bit of a steam ahead, and the players know what we're about now as a staff. We don't settle for for second best. We want to be the best we can be, and regardless of who we play against, and we want to give them that ammunition to go and perform and be the best they can be.